The 1984 Victims of Crime Act established federal funding meant to help victims of crime all across the country.
But a lot of groups and organizations that are vital for providing victim services in Maine say they're not getting enough of that money. Last year, state legislators gave them $6 million to make up for it. Now they're finding themselves asking for that money again.
Our Pearl Small reports on why advocates and workers feel this is a problem that needs to be a priority for our legislators.
Many of the groups and organizations that benefit from VOCA funding say they found themselves here last year because of federal shortfalls. But last year's solution was just a one-time fix, and now they're here again asking Maine legislators to step in and help.
I refuse to live any portion of my life ever again where I feel unsafe in my own home.
Christy Denzel says she wouldn't have the strength and confidence to say that if it weren't for those clapping behind her. Many of those supporters work in victim services, which Denzel first encountered when she was in an abusive relationship and having thoughts of suicide. In a last-ditch effort to save herself, she called Maine's crisis hotline.
For me, it felt like it was one of the first times someone really listened to me, and I barely said a thing.
That conversation sparked the beginning of the end of her abuse. She says advocates helped her with every step, even with legal services to help her divorce her abuser. Those same legal services have also helped put abusers in prison.
I needed every single resource that's behind me.
Through Pine Tree Legal, Kylie Cabrio was able to get justice against the man she says began abusing her as a child, eventually forcing her to work as an escort for 17 years of her life.
For the first time I was safe to talk. For the first time I had an army behind me. It looks cool, doesn't it?
And that army doesn't stop at those who work in domestic violence or sexual assault. They are also the people who fight for you if your loved one is hit by a drunk driver, murdered, or robbed. And they are the people who will call you if your abuser is getting out of jail. Victim services are extensive, but they are also at risk.
If this legislature fails to act, these services, the safety nets that they provide, could disappear.
State lawmakers like Representative Nina Mulligan are urging their colleagues to pass a bill that would provide another round of $6 million in funding for this year.
Together we can make a powerful statement that Maine values its survivors and we will not turn our backs on them.
Unlike last year's bill, this one would provide ongoing annual funding to support both victim services workers and survivors.
We must start here at home, with our leaders here at home, for the survivors who still need an army.
An army they hope they won't have to keep fighting to hold on to. In Augusta, Pearl Small, News Center, Maine.
Legislators say Governor Mills already included $3 million in state funding for victim services in her budget proposal that came out last week, but that is only half of the money they need.